blessing you with the light of knowledge, awareness, all those awesome things. Welcome to Center of Light Radio, all you beautiful, sexy human beings. Tonight, my guest, Mr. Ron Schaefer, and I are going to be speaking about you. You are the Holy Grail. Sounds different than anything you've ever heard, right? Stick around. We're going to enlighten you with lots of info. Good to see everyone. First order of business is to announce as many as I can. What's up, Adam Hart, Memphis? Lee Ann, Kelly, Terry, Mary, Kathy, Cindy, Lewis, Mike Crutchfield, Sherilyn, Sana, Rick Vito, the V's in the house. Yak, what's up, brother? Usman. Ronnie Lee Smith. What's up, Ronnie? Jenny Cleaves and the like. Please share this to you all. I'm going to do some adverts before we get my guest onto the show of Center of Light here for tonight. September 21st and 22nd, Memphis, Tennessee. 4 Points Spiritual Expo is going to happen. Agri Center, $20 for 2 days. $20 for 2 days. What's up, Carl Welch? $20 for 2 days. $15 per day. Keynote speakers. I am going to be a keynote speaker. Dr. Rita Louise, keynote speaker. Larry Flaxman from Discovery Channel, Ancient Aliens, keynote speaker. Lynette Marie, keynote speaker. There's someone else, and I keep forgetting to do my homework, keynote speaker. Speakers all day for both days. 6 o'clock on Sunday, there's going to be a metaphysical speaker panel. I'm on that panel. What you will find at this spiritual event, 4 Points Spiritual Expo, put on by Victoria Smith with Circle of Chi. That's Circle of QI. You could find it on Facebook. You can also find it on the internet if you need more information. This spiritual event, very likely, I'm working on getting a God-realized man from India to be there. Wow. Let me say that again. God-realized man from India is going to be there. Hopefully. I'm going to do my best. Take a road trip if you're not from the region. Road trips are always fun. If you don't believe me, watch the movie. Sana, it may be on your end that's freezing. Everyone seeing everything okay? Send me an exclamation point. Just a couple of people. I don't need it from everyone. Just one person to let me know that the feed is moving nicely. Ron and I did have some tech issues. I had some tech issues before the show started as to why we got off to a little late start. Hello, Laurie Johnstone. I saw that you followed me. Why you follow me? Don't stalk me. If you're going to follow me, why not be my friend? Send me a friend request. Hi, Shasha. What's up, Chloe? Kelly says everything is fine. September 21st, 22nd, Spiritual Expo put on by 4 Point Circle of Chi, Victoria Smith. What you will find at this expo is the usual, but this is not going to be your usual expo. There will be stones, jewelers, readers, best-selling authors of all sorts, vending booths. It's going to last from 12 noon to like 6 at night for both days. Rod Bland's in the house. Famed Rod Bland of Bill Street. What's up, June? Hi, June. Come in town if you're from out of town a night early. I'll play music. Come hear the band. Come hang out with me. Sit at the table. We'll have a whole bunch of fun. Wake up the next morning. We take off to get some breakfast. Waffle House, whatever. Your treat. I'm teasing. And then we head over to the fair. 4 Points Spiritual Expo put on by Victoria Smith, Circle of Chi. That's Circle of QI. I got a little late start. I can go more into adverts. Sana, this must be something on your end as to why you are still freezing, dear. Everything looks fine on my end and everyone else. So maybe a simple reboot will do it. Let's see if we have any other notes. Again, if you need more information about the Circle of Chi event, 4 Point Spiritual Expo, contact me directly. I'd love to get in your grill and give you a whole bunch of loving info about that. A little later tonight, I am going to do a presentation on Guru Purnima Day. Let me say that with the Hindi. Thank you very much. Guru Purnima Day, which is about whatever your deity is. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, your great-grandmother, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. It could be Paramahansa, Yogananda, Jesus. Today, right now, it is still happening because of the full moon. Hear me very carefully. Is a great opportunity for everyone. Guru, see if I get this right. Purnima Day, Guru Purnima Day, is right now. What this means is now, right now, and for the rest of your night, I'm sure it can carry over into the morning hours, depending on your intention to do so. Listen to me very carefully. There is a cosmic door open. And I don't mean this spiritual woo-woo you might see floating around social media, 5D, ascension, all that nonsense. It's taken out of nonsense. It's becoming very cliche. It's losing its luster. This event is not. Guru Purnima Day, there is a phenomenal doorway open to you and everyone on this planet. Whatever your deity is that you follow, depending on your level of openness and availability, they will push themselves into you. It's all the same self. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Paramahansa, all that. It's all the same spiritual self, but it's flavored by the personality of your deity. Take advantage of this opportunity, dear ones. I will do a presentation on that a little later. Welcome to Center of Vite. All my Yanavites. What is Yanava? You see it on the screen right here. Yanava. It's my new name. New? It's all of our name, and it's very ancient. Hello, Nori, beautiful love, Nori love. What's up, Melissa McElroy? Sherilyn Healing Spirit says, please spell name Guru. I think she might mean the event that I'm going to do. Guru, G-U-R-U. G-U-R-U. As Mike Myers would say. G-U-R-U. Purnima can be spelled two ways. P-U-R. Let me look at my notes. I'm not good at this Hindi stuff, but I love it. Purnima is P-U-R-N-I-M-A, or you can also spell it P-O-O-R-N-I-M-A. Let me tell you just a little bit about Center of Light, and then we're going to get down to some Center of Light radio business. My notes are going. I will fake it. My shows, my presentations are never to make anyone afraid nor upset or frightened. It's to awaken and enlighten. That is my heart. That is my gift of contribution to this world as a human being. I'm being my human self and choosing to elevate myself first and foremost. When I get down to some Center of Light radio business, I want to play a song by a friend of mine. Guys, girls alike, impasse, go get your napkin right now. You will have tears flowing out of your eyes, coming from your soul. Allie Wallace, a dear friend of mine, young girl, 21 years old, singer-songwriter, phenomenal. She comes to my open mics often. Enjoy this beautiful song by my friend Allie Wallace. Be right back with Mr. Ron Schaefer, and we're going to be speaking about you. You are the Holy Grail. Check this out.
I don't know anymore. My mind and soul, they fight the war. Lost my faith in myself and everything else, yet I'm so afraid to lose it all. I guess I'd rather try than die not knowing. I guess I'd rather fight than give up hoping that maybe you would find the courage to grow with me. All I want is you, nothing but you. This won't work unless you want me to. Fight for me, dear, that's all I ask of you. So go ahead and reel me in again. Love me good and make me feel something. Promise me you'll never let me go. Go ahead and break my heart again. If she flirts, she's more than just a friend. Fool me twice, I guess this one's on me. But don't you ever expect anyone to love you like me. I don't know anymore. I ask myself, what is this for? I wanna say that you're worth all the pain, but I don't know tomorrow, I just know today. I guess I'd rather try than die not knowing. I guess I'd rather fight than give up hoping that maybe you and I can make it some way somehow. But maybe it is best to give up hoping, suffer through the pain of losing you, knowing there's still so much of me that loves so much of you. So I'll go ahead and break your heart this time. In the end, at least it wasn't mine, though this hurts me more than I can bear. I promise you you'll find somebody new, and I know I'll find somebody who will love me for exactly who I am. But don't you ever expect anyone to love you like me. Like me. You lied, I thought you were my friend, a thief who stole my innocence. I fought and lost, your heart was not the broken one. I tried to fight the fears that I had to hide, but in the end, I'll let myself be free. So I'll go ahead and love myself this time. Cut you off, get you out of my mind. The pain is dulled and I can finally breathe. I'll work on me and find somebody new, 'cause I know I'll find somebody who will love me for exactly who I am. But don't you ever expect anyone to love you like I did.
Greetings, my broham and sister astronauts. Are you ready to launch to inner space? Yanavai here, speaking with another amazing product, Dream Leaf. Dream Leaf is a highly effective lucid dreaming supplement that creates the right neural environment for lucid dreaming to occur. It increases dream recall, dream vividness, and promotes high-level lucid dreams. It is composed of a red pill and a blue pill. Each pill plays an important role in the process of successful lucid dream induction. Dream Leaf targets and lengthens your natural REM cycle because this is the stage of sleep when lucid dreaming occurs. The two parts of this supplement are composed of natural herbs that strengthen the mind. The blue pill and the red pill contain 5 of the most effective lucid dream herbs. The blue pill promotes restful deep sleep, causes REM rebound effect, and elevates dream creativity. The red pill promotes lucid dreams, improves memory, dream recall, and increases dream control. I highly support this product. My ongoing experience with Dream Leaf is absolutely beyond this world. Welcome back to the Center of Light. I kind of got lost in my thoughts. Long day, lots of work or playing hard. Yanava, Ya Nava. Ya is heart, will, it's God. Choosing it. That presentation I'm doing later tonight. Guru Purnima. The window is open. Take advantage of it. Na is the mind when used in balance. Intellect. True intelligence. Reasoning, discernment. Va is the backbone. Action. Ya Nava. I do this every morning when I wake up as a beautiful intention to say, align me from soul to bones with your will. It's who you are at your ancient, authentic self. Now it's time to get down to Center of Light Radio business. Let me tell you about my guest tonight, Mr. Ron Schaefer. We're going to be speaking about you, sexy human being, are the Holy Grail. Let me get my notes. Ron Schaefer, you are the Holy Grail. So he says, and I'm sure he's going to prove it, or at least give a strong testament. Ron Schaefer is a miracle mindset coach. Let me read that again. He is a miracle mindset coach. Ron combines the spiritual principles of A Course in Miracles as well as his own intuitive gifts and channeled messages to help you along your journey out of the illusion of fear and doubt into the reality of love. In is the way out, is basically what he's saying. In is the way out. And it was not an escaping from, it's just simply a wanting to go to. Right? Changes the whole game. Ron helps to direct you towards happiness, joy, ease, and grace. He can show you the door. I love it, Mr. Morpheus. He can show you the door, but he cannot make you walk through it. And will forever be an extension in compassion, love, and gratitude and acceptance for when you are ready to walk through that door. If you are ready to experience a miracle in your life, which is a shift, I say this all the time, it's simply a shift in perception from fear to love, then it would be his deepest honor and pleasure to be of service. You can find, let me grab this link. You can find more about Brother Ron. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Carl Laperouse. John Talbert. At this link I just posted, that will be Ron Schaefer, www.ronschaefer27, I'm guessing he's 27 years old, .wix.com/Akashic-Records. My bro, Ron Schaefer, welcome to Center of Light yet again. How you doing, bro?
I am doing wonderful, and such an honor and pleasure to be here with all of you today.
What's happening in your world, sir?
Well, there are lots of things happening in my world. There's shifts happening, paradigm shifts, and miracles just showing up more and more because I'm more and more willing to see. Not with my eyes, but through, you could call it the eyes of Christ, you can call it the eyes of the divine, you can call it the eyes of love. But as I move more and more towards that, I'm seeing more and more in the world. Yes, it looks like the world's falling apart. It looks like all of this craziness is happening. But the craziness that's happening, it's not really happening out there. It's all happening in here because we are now willing to allow all these illusions of fear, all these illusions of doubt, and all of this different stuff that has just risen up. We're allowing it to rise up so that it can be brought to the light, so that we can see that it had no power in the first place, only the power that we have given it.
Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Keith Blanchard. Good night. Wow. Ron, I say the same thing a little differently. That what we think is happening in the world isn't. What we think isn't likely is. And when we pull our perception, here we go, shift. When we pull our perception back far enough, we just see this beautiful blue marble floating in space. We don't see all that monkey minded nonsense. And but though we are grounded on the earth as we look out and about, the world is chaotic. It is. That's a very honest, actual word. We look under the definition of chaotic or chaos. It says, the human condition. But are you the spiritual condition, or in condition spiritually, to be able to see through the filter, like you said so beautifully, through the eyes of love, the eyes of God, the Christ principles, so forth and so on, that there is an awakening that happens when we simply pull back. Ron, I think you froze up on me, sir. Do I need to call you again? I don't think I need to call Ron. Let's see if the connection happens. So Ron and I are going to be speaking tonight about You Are the Holy Grail. And I'm sure this is going to go into a rabbit hole deeper than can imagine. Let me call Ron back. Let me hang up and call him back. Everyone, welcome to Center of Light. As I call Ron back. Enjoy the little Skype ditty. While Ron prepares for this awesome interview. Ron, are you there?
I am back. We just have to do it from my phone. My laptop decided it did not want to work.
Fantastic. I'm glad you're back. Okay, so my video is no longer freezing. Let me resize this frame of you. And I think we're going to get there in about 2 seconds. And kabing. Brother, let's get down to some Center of Light radio business, speaking about the Holy Grail. What? I have an idea, but I'm going to let you divulge it. What do you mean, Broham? What is this Holy Grail that we are? What is it? What is it? What is it? Everybody wants to know.
What is it? It is the truth of who you are. It has always been and will always be. That is the Holy Grail. It's not an object. It's not a thing. Just like any relic of any religion really isn't holy. What makes it holy is the person that touched it, the being that is there. That is what makes something holy. And you are very holy because of what you are, not who you are. Because who you are.
Wow. Hang on. Let me digest that for me. Not for who you are, but for what you are. So what you're saying is it's basically about living in wholeness, holy, that which is whole.
Yes.
So it's not a cup. It's not this thing. It can be that thing. No one is denouncing the fact that any aspect of the life of Christ has nothing to do with this chalice that caught the blood pierced by the sword of destiny into the side of Christ. Mm-hmm. But it goes greater than that. It's greater than that. It goes deeper than that. Though that is included, I'm sure we're going to get into the Mary Magdalene stuff, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, look out. Please continue. I just had to take that in for myself. So tell me more about who we are as the Holy Grail.
Who we are as the Holy Grail is the embodiment of the light that you were created to be and have always been and will always be. It could be, like you said, if you want to put it into terms, then you could say, yes, a glass is holy, a chalice is holy. But really, anywhere you walk, that's a holy place because of what you are. That is why you are the Holy Grail. You can allow the divine to fill you up instead of you filling yourself up, which is what we have all too often done. We have filled ourselves up. And what we have to do is allow ourselves to be dumped out so that we can be filled again, metaphorically, with that divinity that's already there, that's already present. It's just we kind of have it covered over by different liquids. The liquid of, well, I am this, I am that. I No, what you are is I am. That is all that you are. That is all that you will ever be, because that is the summation of all creation, and you are all creation.
So basically, the idea, let's paint an actual image. What you're saying is this is what we are. But because of this stuff, the light of what we are gets filtered. Jealousy, anger, judgment, non forgiveness. When we remove these filters, this begins to happen. It's always happening. The divine just constantly pours itself into every beautiful, sexy human being. It's what is standing in the way of, as we are perceiving our experience, as to why we call this world chaotic, so forth and so on. Yes?
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. What got you into the Holy Grail business? Of course, the
Well,
beautiful story of it all and the image and all that it paints, but what led you into the field of going into the rabbit hole of the Holy Grail?
what led me there was a Course in Miracles lesson, and
Mm.
it said, "You are very holy." And I thought, okay, that's interesting. I am very holy. Well, I'm very holy because of what I am. And then I started to think about holy relics. And of course, just the one that popped into my mind, because it is the one that is most prevalent in culture, is the Holy Grail. And I looked at actually what the Holy Grail is supposed to do, or its supposed abilities. And if you really look at it, it's actually what happens when you remember the truth of who you are. It's supposed to grant eternal happiness. Well, once you wake up to the truth of who you are, you have nothing but happiness within you, because that is all that you are. Then it said to grant eternal life. You already are eternal. You just forgot. That's it. And
Hello.
it also said to allow you to do all of these, different miracles and different things, but you can do all of those things in the here and in the now. But you just have to remember that that is within you.
Ron, would you say that those very same miracles that you're speaking out about, we may call them the good stuff in life, those things that show up unexpectedly, those miracles, would those miracles be the same for the bad? Because regardless, you as a whole being in your holiness are creating these nonsense miracles in your life. So I've always said, Ron, that we are no more powerful than when we become enlightened than we are right now in our unenlightenedness, because the same power, the same light projects through us, and that the problem or the issue is that we have these filters that are blocking the light. So we're getting the same bang for the buck. It's just not in our favor because some people may not be conscious.
Yes. And it's not that, and it even goes beyond a little bit of consciousness. It goes into the fact that you believe that you are unworthy of the good stuff.
Wow.
You only believe that maybe I can only have one miracle, maximum two miracles. But in all honesty, you are worthy of infinite miracles because of what you are. The divine isn't there to test you and say, well, I need to make sure that you are good enough. No, the divine is the one that created you. It already knows you're good enough. It doesn't need to test you. It doesn't need to try and see if you are worthy. It already knows that you are. You have to step into that worthiness, which is why you have to step in and say, you know what? I have filled this cup that I say is myself with such words as I am not good enough, I am unworthy, I am guilty, I am sinful, I am this, I am that. And that's why we have to dump that cup out so that it can be once again refilled with the truth. The truth of who you are, the truth of who you have always been and will always be. Nothing, no one can change that, not even God itself. Because if God were to
Right.
recreate you in something, then it wouldn't be that, it wouldn't be that anymore. God created you whole, pure, and perfect. God can't go back and say, well, I made a mistake. There are no mistakes. You are whole, pure, and perfect, and will always be. The body does not contain your purity or your innocence. It cannot. It's impossible for it to contain it. What does contain your innocence, your truth, is that inner light that is within you, that nothing on earth, nothing not of earth, nothing in any other dimension, ethereal plane could touch, because you are always safe in the mind of God.
What you say, so we can take it one step even further, and so in order to have those miracles Ron and I are speaking about, is simply a shift in perception, is to realize that you are the miracle. That creates the disposition, removes the filters, and puts everything in a nice, beautiful space to where all you see is love, light, compassion. Because even those things in the world that are happening that people may deem as terrible. Look, when I was in a relationship many years ago that went belly up, it was terrible. In hindsight, it was truly a gift and a miracle. So when we look at these things in this chaotic world, there's simply an unfoldment process taking place for people individually as well as collectively as we all move into the cup, the Holy Grail. Humanity's becoming the collective Holy Grail. Yes?
Yes.
Wow, wow. Let's move a little deeper into the rabbit hole. Let's talk about the Holy Grail. We know, or maybe many of us don't know, that it's considered to be Mary Magdalene. So for those who are of a different mindset, it's okay. I like you to entertain a heart set, a different one, just a different heart set. That we understand the image of Jesus being crucified in the Holy Grail, the chalice that caught the blood of Christ from pierced on his side from the sword of destiny and all that. It's a beautiful image. Oh my God. But is it possible that certain scripture that we don't know about, question mark, I'm curious myself, that Mary Magdalene and Jesus became husband and wife, and they had children. Therefore, she was the cup that embodied the blood of Christ. Obviously, this is something that you have studied, came to a level of understanding, integration, initiation. Let's talk about that, Ron. Tell me what that particular aspect of the Holy Grail is about for you in your learning, sir.
It is a beautiful symbolism of what it means to come back into oneness. That's really what it really represents. It is, once again, here is one part, here is another part. Those two parts come together. It's not about saying that Mary Magdalene and, Jesus, and once again, it's not to denote it, not to say it isn't real, but it is simply to use it as the symbolism that it is, because we do live in a world of symbols. I mean, if you really look at it, even the internet is a symbol for communication, for sharing information from vast distances. That's all it's a symbol of. Now, you may use it for different things. You may not use it for communication. You may use it just for searching information. But someone had to put that information on there. Someone, and once again, it's just that principle that all things work together for good and all things come together in that oneness because we all are one. There's nothing else. There could be nothing else. Now, there may seem like there are billions of different people with billions of different mindsets, but if we really look at it, it is one ego mind that believes that it has peopled the world. And so it believes that there are different mindsets, and you are thinking different from me, and I am thinking different from you, and I have my own private thoughts, and you have your own private thoughts. But in all honesty, this is what empathy or empaths show us that we are all connected, no matter if you are putting on a smiling face. The energy, the intention, the thought that you're having, someone can pick up on it.
So, are you saying there is one shattered egoic mind that most of humanity shares, but there is only one unified heart as the Holy Grail that we are share?
Yes.
How do we shift into that space, bro, Ron? How do we do that? How do we just, okay, I love it. I love the idea. Ron's on the Keats show, and I love it. And I'm taking it all in. I'm salivating, and I got a napkin to wipe my drool. How does one begin to live in that miracle heart set, mindset, a way of seeing the world as inner to outer versus outer to inner? How do we do that?
Stop judging. Very simple. It's about stop judging. Stop judging what you see with your eyes, because in truth, your eyes only report back what you believe. The world is nothing more than a mirror for your thoughts. That's all that the world is doing. It is mirroring back to you what you believe or what you think. So our first step is do your best to stop judging. Number two, to allow yourself to be willing to see the world in a different way. We, once again, are very much in a mindset of, I know. And I am here to tell you, you don't know, I don't know, Keith doesn't know, none of us know anything. And we have to be willing to be okay with that, because in our society now, knowledge is power. And if you are seen not to know something, then you are seen to be less than. And you are not less than.
I love that. Sadhguru says, the greatest universe, listen to me, the greatest universe is the I don't know universe. Because the I don't know universe contains infinite possibility. And I love that you said stop judging. Naturally, automatically, we think Ron is speaking about stop judging people. That is included. But when you go into a forest and you're doing a nature walk, you don't see a turtle in the pond. You don't see a squirrel in the tree. You don't see a tree. All you see is this beauty, this beautiful light emanating into this symphony of creation that we can take in. And it's our non-judgment that allows us just to be with that, then be in that nature, be in the nature of who you are, that miracle, that Holy Grail. Yes?
Yes, always be in that space to the best of your ability. And if you find yourself judging, here's the beautiful part. You have taught yourself very poorly, as have I, as has everyone else. But once again, that light within you, it knows what to do and it knows how to do it. So instead of you trying to say, oh my God, I'm judging so much, I'm such a terrible person, I'm judging, you know what? You can ask that light within you, judge this for me. Do not let me use it for my destruction, but instead for the coming of my peace.
The coming of my peace. I have a new book out, everyone, coming out soon. It's going to be published by John Hunt Publishing, worldwide distribution and publishing. The name of that book is going to be called Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. As Ron just so poetically said, it's a homecoming. It's coming back to the original, authentic self that we are, the part of us that connects us to the all. Ron, let's talk a little more about the Holy Grail in the sense of how do we go about, yes, you gave us a wonderful lesson about non-judging. How do we fill our cup more? A lot of people say that when you make your life solely and solely about you, that's selfish. I call it self-full. We fill our cup from inside. Because though your life may look selfish to other people, you cannot give anyone anything until you have it from within yourself to give, yeah?
Yes.
How do we do that?
The best way to start to do that, once again, it goes all the way back to that first principle. You are worthy of it, and believing that you are worthy of it, because we could go over tips, tools, tricks, techniques, practices, but they're not going to do anything unless, number one, you believe that you are worthy to do them and you are worthy of that consistent effort upon yourself to say, you know what? It's going to take me a little bit to get out of the habit of getting up in the morning and just rolling over and saying, oh, what's on the news? Oh, it's a terrible day. Oh, it's raining. It's going to take you some time to empty out all of those thoughts you have in that cup so that you can be filled instead with the divine elixir, if you will, with that divine light.
That's lovely.
You are.
How do we empty that, though? How do we remove that? Purge is a good word. How do we purge that stuff? Yes, non-judgment. Yes, this. But is there a technique, a Ron technique, a video you suggest? How do we actually go about the nuts and bolts of remembering, experiencing our essence?
The experience of your essence can really only be felt through what I like to just call just mindfulness and being mindful. Now, that doesn't mean you sitting around and trying to think all of these different things. It's not about the thinking, because the moment you start thinking is the moment you start analyzing, and is the moment you drop out of your own heart space or out of love, and you dive into the ego. And the ego loves to analyze itself. It loves to analyze anything. It wants you to say, well, the reason that I'm feeling this way is because of a past life from an alternate dimension, from another plane of existence, from 12 levels up and 12 levels down and 3 levels over. And that's why I feel this way. But then it won't let you do anything about it. It's great that you've recognized it, but it doesn't let you do anything about it. And that is where the forgiveness comes in. That's where we start the foundation of remembering that truth by forgiving ourselves, by forgiving others, and by being mindful of that when we are in that space of, I'm going to judge this, or I want to judge this person. And the beautiful thing is, God knows we're going to want to judge. He knows we're going to go into fear. He just asks you, don't keep it. Don't keep it in your cup. Instead, notice it for what it is and just spill that little part out. Just let it out by forgiving yourself, by recognizing it, and by really releasing it. And release to me doesn't mean maybe what it means to other people. But to me, what release means is I no longer hold value for this. Meaning, this judgment doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Because the more I hold on to it, the more I'm going to believe that it's real. And the more I believe that it's real, the more it's going to become in my cup. And the more it's going to take more space up in that cup. And then I'm not going to be able to get it out because it's taking so much space. There's no room for any other thoughts of love and joy and happiness because I'm so busy with that one thought of judgment.
Wow, that was a heartful. Ron lives this lifestyle passionately, daily, all day long. When we mimic, echo, do the same thing. See, looking at Ron, you see a fire, a very simple, innocent fire in this man. Right? You can't deny that. That is called living in the light. There is a glee, a joy, an expression of something beyond the monkey in the head. The monkey, as Ron said, always wants to analyze itself. It's full of itself. But when you feel the heart, the chalice of your essence, there, listen to me, there is a language that happens in that place that is beyond talking. And it's so encrypted with information that trying to put a language to it, to describe it to other people of your newfound joy, Holy Grail you, can be a challenge. And guess what? It's always a choice.
Remember that all things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
for you to plan out your life. Seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will, what don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's your choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's your choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's your choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's your choice. Make a choice.
Welcome back to Center of Light, speaking with Powerhouse Ron Schaefer, who is a light bulb himself. Center of Light Radio. Tomorrow night, my guest hopefully is going to be Chris Zizwalski. And Thursday night, I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Kelly Kerr. And we're going to be speaking about, what's his name? Edgar Casey's Healing Stones, Healing Energies. It's going to be fantastic. She is a little powerhouse herself. Ron, welcome back to Center of... Let me get my software going. It's not cooperating. Yes, it cooperate. Come on, just cooperate. That's all you have to do, simply. Everything is froze. Oh my God. Ron, we may have to continue the interview without you being seen, sadly. Are you still with me, sir?
Right. All that's important. Once again, this actually goes perfectly with this whole thing because it's not about the form. It's about the content, and the content is within you. I tell people all the time, they don't come to me for readings or advice or to watch me because I'm a pretty face. They come because of the content that I am giving in whatever moment that may be. And that's what's important. Being able to have that content poured forth. And I give it freely. And just as you give your broadcast freely, that's how the divine also fills us. It's freely. You don't have to do anything except be that which you are and allow yourself the platitude to say, you know what? It's okay. I wasn't thinking with love in this moment, and I forgive myself, and I'm willing to choose again. It's always about that choice of choosing again and allowing yourself to choose again and again and again and again, and allowing yourself that forgiveness. Always, always, always. And that's where we need to be with it.
From the chat room, Elvin Queen Angel White Wolf, love the name, says, Ron, you're going to eat this alive. This is amazing. I forgave my abusers. The hardest part was forgiving myself. Once I did that, I now have more power over myself and I set myself free.
Yes, exactly. Always, always, always. Forgive, forgive. And when you think you've forgiven everything, forgive some more.
Wow. Ron, one of those things I mentioned a little earlier is when we live in this miracle mindset, heart set, this set of new principles, new laws, creating new laws for yourself. If you don't like your experience, you can always create a new contract with reality. You have contracted your agreement with reality and you have breached it. And it's kicking us in our pants. But One thing I would like to say or ask of you, Ron, is when we shift, speaking namely you, when you have shifted, sir, from where you were to where you are, when I mentioned a minute ago, it's hard to use words to describe this. What is it like to be Ron Schaefer now versus Ron Schaefer a year plus ago? Can you use limited words to sort of describe that can give the viewing audience some motivation so they want more of your holy grailness, so to speak?
Of course. Once again, I am not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I still have my ups and I still have my downs, but they have completely shifted from where they were. So a year ago, if something were to come up with, let's say, a car situation, car breaking down, and I would go into complete, I need to fix this. I need to do it. It's all on Ron Schaefer to figure it out. And I would try and use these principles that I had learned. Be like, oh, it's okay. I'm going to do this. But you know what? The truth was, I didn't really want to give it over. I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to get the answer, but from my knowledge. And now, when a situation comes up, no longer do I see it as a challenge or see it as God punishing me. I say, you know what? I've done this to myself. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I forgive myself in this moment. And then I ask for that guidance and I just sit. And if I receive it that day, great. And if I don't receive it for 4 days, that's okay too. I don't go into I need, because I understand now that all my needs are going to be met. But it's not from me figuring it out. It's because God always has your best interest at heart. The only thing that stops that plan from happening is you and your thoughts about that situation. Oh, this is impossible. Oh, I'll never be able to do it. Oh, this is this and oh, this is that. But when you forget everything you think and think you know about a situation, that's when all the miracles pour in, because you're open to whatever.
Ron, I like being raw, organic, upfront, honest. That being said, when you received, heard about, listened to, or read for the very first time A Course in Miracles, what happened to you? How did you know that was your, quote, destiny, at least the path towards your holy grailness? What was it like for you as you started to delve into this work? What happened?
I started to read it, and I will tell you all, I didn't understand half of what it was saying. I just kept on being like, what is this? This is craziness. I don't understand it. Then I went to the lessons. I said, you know what? I'm not understanding the text. I'm going to go over to the lessons. And that's when my eyes started to open. And that's when I started to get these realizations and be like, oh my gosh, I get this. And then I would go back and I'd read some of the text and I'd be like, I already came to this conclusion. This is already what I understand. This is what I know to be true now, because I practiced that lesson. So I went through the 365 days of lessons, which is meditations, mind trainings, whatever you want to call it. And I went through them. And some days I did, just that one lesson. And then other days I did that one lesson, but I did it for 3 days because I knew that there was something there for me, but I didn't quite get it. And as I just kept on practicing and as I kept on remembering more and more of the truth of who I was, it was more like as I started to speak about it, the words to a melody that had been in my head were finally given to me.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow. So our listening audience, for those who are not aware of what the Course in Miracles is, basically a course into your own, being your own holy grail, What is A Course in Miracles, sir?
The Course in Miracles is a channeled text by the entity that you may know as Jesus Christ, Yeshua, many other names. And it was channeled by Helen Schuckman, who was a psychologist. And it was also co-channeled or co-written with Bill Thetford. And they spent 7 years creating this beautiful manuscript. Now, it's broken up into 3 separate parts. The first part, like I told you all about, is the text. And that is the metaphysical understanding. That's what the text is. Then we have the second part, which is the crux of the course, which is where I started to start from and really got those understandings, which is the 365 days of lessons. And then the third part is the manual for teachers, or the clarification of terms, because the Course in Miracles does use very religious terms, but in very non-religious ways. And so it kind of gives you that clarity of terms. Now, there is also the Song of Prayer, which is another pamphlet, and there also is another pamphlet for the reason for psychology, if you will. And it kind of goes into, psychology and the Course in Miracles, so forth and so on. And upon reading all of this, and believe you me, I spend 30 minutes every day reading a section of A Course in Miracles that I'm drawn to, that I just open up to and I say, okay, what is it that you would like me to know for today? And I open it up and I'll read a section for 30 minutes.
And so it's your glass of water. It's how you start your day to kickstart your organs.
Exactly. That's what I use to just start my day.
It makes you feel whole and complete. And like Ron said earlier, we have all these excuses that we use for power, and they're very beneficial and purposeful. We have an altar. We don't need an altar. No one needs an altar. You are the altar. You are raised as high as it possibly can be. But that altar, pictures of your deceased grandparents, your children, your deity, these power tools, whatever it is that makes your altar your power center. It's just a gentle reminder, would you say, of bringing us back to authenticity?
Yes, because everything that we have is a symbol for something in our world right now. Everything is a symbol. No matter what it may be in that moment, it is a symbol for something for you. So be it perhaps you really enjoy essential oils and you love lavender. Well, that's just a symbol that you really love to rest in God, or just to rest. You're ready for rest. It's a symbolism for rest. Just like you talked about with an altar, you don't need an altar. Just like you don't need to know the names of your spirit guides. You don't need a crystal. You don't need this. You don't need that. These are all labels that you place and say, okay, now I have put this in a box and now I can interact with it only within the confines of that box. So this crystal is strictly used for grounding. I cannot use it for anything else. This essential oil is strictly for me to relax. I cannot use it for anything else. This altar is strictly for me to get in contact with my guides, my angels, my higher power. And it can be used for nothing else. But it can only be it can't be used for anything else because you have placed it inside this box and said, no, you are limited to this and this function alone.
So would you say the true purpose of an altar is to remind us to alter ourselves? Put that on your sandwich. That's your mayonnaise for your sandwich. Does that make sense? Obviously it makes sense to you. So that, we have a car, we have an automobile. It's just an extension of ourself. And we get there in the car and we have an intention to move forward in life as we move forward in life. So basically the altar, as we alter ourselves, is the same vehicle or conveyance that we use to move forward. Yes, sir?
Yes, and as you begin to move forward more and more, I can tell you from my personal experience, my altar has vastly changed. And it has less and less symbolism on it because for me and where I am, I don't need that symbolism anymore, because now I realize where all of that you can call it power, you can call it insight, whatever you wish, doesn't come from the altar. It doesn't come from the symbol. It comes from that truth of who I am, that holy grail of infinite knowledge that I am connected to.
So you see, Ron, because my software is frozen, they can't see you, but I can. And I'm seeing you knowing that you can't be seen in your passion, regardless of who's there. And I love what you said, dear Lord, it is so delicious, about you begin to experience removing the objects from the altar as you alter yourself. I'm going to play on that all night. is because the same thing I've said, when you are trying to become clear, creating that miracle mindset by moving the the monkey that wants his banana, and he will not shut up till he gets his banana. So you satisfy the monkey by saying, look, I know what you want. I know what you want, because that's what I've been identifying myself as with for my whole life. When you let me as the Spirit get what you want, not only will I have it, you will have it too. And the monkey begins to become quiet. Mm-hmm. And so when we write down our non-physical thoughts onto a piece of paper, all right, so we're going to get clear. We have two columns. What I want, positive, negative. And so as we write this list, we may start off with, I want peace. I want a new car. I want a job. I want a soul relationship. I want 5D. And every day we do the work like you, sir, at least for 30 minutes, as you said. Mm-hmm. When we do this work, we make a promise to ourselves. Let's say you write 30 thoughts of what we want. And every day you take off the least important one that you want. What you are left with through the process of becoming clear, like a diamond, like a flawless diamond that you are, Holy Grail person, we realize that what we wanted all along was the first one, which is the peace and the clarity. Everything else is an umbrella under that, but it takes us to go through the process of elimination to realize that under the umbrella of peace, everything is. Yes?
Yes, everything is. Yes, yes, yes. That was just beautiful, because that's all we really want. We just want peace. We just want joy. We just want happiness. And if we're not experiencing that in our moment or in our moments, that's okay, because it just shows you that there are still obstacles, or there are still wants that you hold over peace. A friend of mine, when because it was a group effort, it was between two other friends of mine, we started A Course in Miracles together. And she had gotten to the point where it was talking all about peace, and all I want is peace. And she goes, I can't, because all I've ever known is chaos and crazy. And I don't want peace, because I don't know who I am outside of the chaos. Because if I'm at peace, that's boring. That's what everyone tends to think. Oh, peace is boring. Oh, my friends, my beloved, beautiful people, peace is the most beautiful, authentic, amazing, spectacular thing that you will ever experience. And it's not just a moment and you're like, oh, okay, this is peace. It is an everlasting moment. The first time you feel that peace, you just want more, and you will always get more. But you have to begin to remove those obstacles, those other wants towards, oh, well, I want $1 million. Well, is $1 million going to bring you peace? Well, you might say it's going to bring peace to my bank account, but is that going to bring peace to you? Or I want to have that soul relationship, or I want to have that twin flame relationship. Once again, is that really going to bring you peace?
Peace is going to bring us peace.
Believe is going to bring you peace.
So peace is going to bring us peace. And then we get a piece of the whole thing that lives in us as the wholeness, as we are the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so fun. Dude, that is amazing. You are such an illumined powerhouse. And for your age, you definitely are some sort of crystal, indigo, or rainbow child. And I often say, Ron, it's about we're no longer the children of God. It's about standing up and becoming a
Yes.
spiritual adult, taking self responsibility, having the ability for oneself to be able to respond. I know you were doing that work. Definitely doing that work. Many people are definitely doing that work. So the question I pose to anyone out there is if your life is not going in the level of becoming peaceful, blissful, ecstatic, simply ask yourself the question without judgment. You never want to beat yourself up. Oh my God, I did that again, because that compounds the issue and it goes nowhere. Just simply ask yourself, what could I do today to take myself out of the box that allows me to live in a greater possibility? Ron, we're getting slowly but surely down to the end of this interview. What would you like to offer our listening, viewing audience? And I am going to edit this video tomorrow and put your beautiful mugshot up there so people can see who they're talking to, right?
Well, wonderful. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want to offer to everyone is this. When you step into your wholeness, when you step into the truth of who you are, it's not that life is suddenly going to become the magical, wonderful thing you've always wanted. Because to be honest with you, life is already the beautiful, magical thing that you have already asked for and you're getting.
Hello.
What's going to occur is that life is going to become that new reflection of peace and of joy and of happiness. Ascension, or remembering the truth of who you are, isn't about suffering. It's simply about removing that which is blocking you from the truth of who you are. And the suffering comes when you believe that you are the thing that you are attached to, that you are the terrible thoughts that you have, or you are the depression, you are the anxiety, you are the this, you are the that, and you're not. What you are is love.
Tish
What you are is holy.
is in the room. Joanne is in the room. And Ron, you're going to just be all about some of this. She says, calmness is the first order, basically, of the universe's business. Not only calmness as if I'm already somewhat disturbed where I want to calm myself. There is simply an authentic, primordial calmness to the universe. And it's truly about getting into the flow, which we are already in, but that universal current will use you as a pawn until we become self-conscious, or that holy grail, to where we can now use our will to become an active participant. Yes?
Yes.
Tish, great question. Great point.
Yes.
Ron, we're at the bottom of the show. Would you like to please leave us with a final thought? Something that our listening, viewing audience can use to implement and engage, dear Lord, engage yourself into something fully, passionately, and sincerely. Something that we can use as a tool so they can begin to see the same miracle mindset that you experience, sir.
The one thing that I can give you all, the practical tool that I want to give out, is this. I am as God created me. Love created me loving. Kindness created me kind. Compassion created me compassionate. And remembering that all throughout your day, and adding to it, not only just saying those things that I stated, but other positive things about yourself, those loving things about yourself, so you can begin to see what everyone else sees about you that you may be denying about yourself.
Ron, please give out your contact information, how our audience can find more about you, what you do, how they can plug into you, in your work so that you can maybe be of service to them. But also, everyone, I want to announce something that slipped my mind just earlier. A lot of people that come to my forum, at least, they don't know each other. Some are from Australia, some are from here, some are from there. But we're all from here. You know why? Because we're all here. So the internet, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, thank you, Ron, thank you, me, are all coming together to bring this small world into a very powerful punch of light. Please give out your contact information, my friend.
Yes, you can either go to www.facebook.com/Simply Intuitive, and that's where I do my Miracle Mindset Mondays live, and as well as my spiritual discussions live. You can go over to my website, which Keith has so nicely put into the comments below. You can also find me on Instagram at Ron Schaefer, so just my name, RonSchaefer. And that is how you all can find me, get in touch with me, and yeah.
Ron, thank you, bro. I really enjoyed my time playing into your experience. I really enjoyed it. I love your illumination. I love your way. I love your delivery. I love your wisdom. I love your innocence. You have an innocence about you that is captivating. It makes people trust you. Do you hear me?
Yes, 100%.
I'm acknowledging, sir. Thank you very much for being a wonderful, powerful guest on Center of Light Radio. Everyone, Ron Schaefer. I was going to go out with an outro and music and all these bells and whistles, but I can't because my software is frozen. I'm going to make a new pact with myself that I'm going to reboot my computer before every show and all this cool stuff. So I'm just going to sign off simply by saying thank you, Ron. Thank you, everyone. Ron tonight was speaking about becoming the Holy Grail. Become the vessel, the chalice, the cup. It's not coincidence that in the tarot deck, the cards that represent cups is emotion and heart. The cup. Allow that blood, to use a word, of Christ, the life-givingness of Christ that is within all of us, to simply become your food, become your drink. Drink it every day, passionately, sincerely. And your life will become that of a miracle mindset as you begin to recognize the miracle is you. Now I have to hard shut down my show while you see me go into task management mode. Peace, love, and always live in the light. I am going to do a presentation here shortly on Guru Purnima Day. If your deity is Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, whatever it is, today is the day. It's a full moon. That your chosen Lord wants to push through you, into you. Push, that's actually the correct word. Not invade, but push into you. That which you have been asking for. Whether you know you're asking or not, here's an amazing opportunity for you. Open yourself up to your Christ, your Buddha, your Lord, and say, fill me inside. I mean it. Okay? I'll be seeing you soon. Peace, love, and light. Always live in the light.